Lakers News Fan Report is back with another special episode, and today we'll be tackling a question that's at the heart of every Lakers fan. Are we witnessing a historic turnaround, or living through the last flickers of a project that is running out of steam? The 2024 to 2025 season has been a true emotional roller coaster. And to understand where we are, where we're going, and what is truly at stake, we need to look beyond the standings. So sit back, because this story is long and full of layers. It all started with a sense of déjà vu. The Lakers' off-season was modest, to say the least. The team's core was retained, and the only additions were two names that didn't cause much immediate buzz. Dalton Knecht, drafted with good numbers, and Bronny James, LeBron's son, already a figure surrounded by high expectations, even without having played a single minute as a professional. The fan base wanted more. They wanted major reinforcements. They wanted bold moves. But the front office bet on continuity, a risky gamble when you have a 39-year-old LeBron James on the roster. LeBron, by the way, is at the center of nearly everything involving the Lakers right now. Even with almost 2 decades of career under his belt, he continues to defy the logic of aging. He's still the smartest player on the floor, the one who commands the defense's attention, and the one who sets the pace when he has the ball in his hands. But he is human. And injuries, though he battles against them, are starting to show up more frequently. So from the beginning, there was a question in air: how much longer can LeBron sustain this level? And if he falls, who will hold the line? Anthony Davis should, in theory, be that guy. But Davis's track record is as brilliant as it is fragile. When he's healthy and confident, he's one of the most dominant players in the league, perhaps the best defender among the bigs, and offensively a nightmare for any defender. But he's also spent too much time in the medical department. Lakers fans live between enchantment and fear. Will Davis last until the end of the season? At the beginning of the journey, the signs were mixed. The team was inconsistent. They won some games with authority and lost others inexplicably. Criticisms started to surface. Darvin Ham, the coach, was questioned for his lack of tactical variation. National media, as usual, sounded the alarms. The Lakers won't go far this way, they said. This roster is limited. The front office failed. But in the midst of the chaos, something unusual happened. The team began to find itself. And here enters one of the most underrated points of the season: the silent trade involving Mark Williams. This move was little reported, but it revealed the franchise's intention to adjust its future without sacrificing the present. It was a strategic trade, almost invisible, but with a direct impact on position and minutes allocation. Moreover, it showed that the front office, even without fanfare, was working, analyzing pieces, betting on fits, and looking ahead. This disguised rebuilding process began to bear fruit. Slowly, the Lakers started playing with more fluidity. Players like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura began to shine in key moments. D'Angelo Russell, criticized for inconsistency, began to lead some games with precision. The rotation started making sense, and the results showed. The Lakers went from an average position in the conference to second place in the West, something unthinkable just weeks earlier. But as in any good story, there are shadows. LeBron's injury. It was the critical point of the season up to that moment. He got hurt at the worst possible time, just as the team was gaining momentum. And then the questions came flooding back. Without LeBron, can the Lakers handle it? It was like watching a house of cards threatened by a strong wind. But surprisingly, it didn't collapse. Even without their primary star for a few games, the team didn't fall off drastically. This showed something very important. The Lakers finally have resilience, a rare but essential quality in any team that dreams of going far. And here lies the turning point of the narrative, the moment when critics began to look at the team with different eyes. But there's an off-the-court element that makes everything even more dramatic: the unprotected first-round pick that the Lakers owe to the Hawks. This pick came as part of a deal involving the New Orleans Pelicans, which ended up in the trade for Dejounte Murray. The problem is, if the Lakers fall into the play-in tournament and get eliminated, this pick could turn into a lottery pick, highly valuable, especially in a draft loaded with emerging talent. This would give the Atlanta Hawks a significant advantage and put a massive weight on the shoulders of the Lakers front office. And that's when you understand how high the stakes are. It's not just about winning games, it's about protecting the future of the franchise. A season that once seemed routine is now loaded with strategic implications. And time is running out. Looking at the numbers, there are still reasons to be optimistic. Projections from Basketball Reference, one of the most trusted sources for NBA statistics, show that the Lakers have a 95% chance of making the playoffs directly. In other words, mathematically, the team is in a comfortable position. But as we all know, basketball isn't played on paper. Every remaining game is a final. Every mistake could cost more than just a game. It could cost the legacy. Speaking of legacy, this might be the greatest hidden theme of the season. LeBron James is about to break more records. He's already the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He's scored over 40,000 points. But what he really wants is another ring. And that desire is what drives the entire Lakers structure right now. The quest for one last title. A last dance that's not been declared. A race against time. What's impressive is to see how this narrative impacts the entire roster. Young players like Max Christie and Jalen Hood-Schifino show energy and drive. The veterans are giving their all on the floor. The fans, once again, believe. The arena vibrates. The games have weight. There's a sense of urgency in the air, as if everyone knows that this window is closing. And when it closes, it might take a long time to open again. And what about Coach Darvin Ham? Through all the bumps, he's managed to find a competitive core. There are still doubts about his tactical acumen and his ability to adapt the team during games. But it's undeniable that he's kept the group united, motivated, and with a clear identity. That alone is an important win. As we break down the performances of the players, it becomes clear that the team's success relies on a mix of youth and experience. The energy from the younger players like Reeves and Hachimura has been infectious. Their drive and hunger for success, alongside the leadership of veterans like LeBron and Davis, create a dynamic blend. But the challenge remains. Can this chemistry hold up under the intense pressure of the playoffs? Another aspect that can't be ignored is the evolving relationship between LeBron and the Lakers front office. With LeBron's contract extension discussions always lurking in the background, there's an undercurrent of tension. How much longer can the Lakers expect LeBron to be their centerpiece? And with the future of the franchise tied to him, it's unclear how they plan to transition once he inevitably slows down. In a season filled with ups and downs, it's easy to forget just how quickly the Lakers can turn a game around. We've witnessed it on several occasions, a slow start followed by a furious comeback. This team has shown time and again that it's capable of finding another gear, especially when the stakes are highest. It's this resilience, this ability to flip the switch, that gives fans hope. The importance of LeBron James' leadership cannot be overstated. As much as the Lakers have built a solid roster, it's LeBron's presence on the court and in the locker room that holds it all together. His ability to make his teammates better, to elevate their play when the pressure mounts, is what separates him from many of his peers. His passion for the game and his thirst for another championship is felt in every corner of the team. And yet, the passing of time is an inevitable reality. LeBron's brilliance may be undeniable, but there's a limit to how much longer he can maintain his elite level of play. The Lakers' window is clearly narrowing. Whether it's this season, the next, or the one after, every passing year means one fewer chance for LeBron to secure another ring. That's the bittersweet nature of this championship chase. Then there's Anthony Davis, a player whose brilliance is sometimes overshadowed by his injury history. The potential is there for Davis to be the best player on the floor on any given night, but it's his consistency and ability to stay healthy that remain the biggest question marks. If the Lakers are to make a deep run of playoffs, they need Davis to step up in a big way, not just as a secondary star, but as the team's primary force. The supporting cast, too, has shown glimpses of brilliance. Players like Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura have provided the Lakers with much-needed depth. Reeves, in particular, has become a reliable scorer, a guy who can step up in clutch moments. But depth is only valuable if it's consistent, and that's a question that has yet to be fully answered. The Lakers will need all hands on deck if they are to make a serious run at the title. One of the keys to the Lakers' success this season has been the improvement of their defense. It's no secret that a championship team must be able to defend at the highest level, and the Lakers have begun to put together a defense that can hold up against the best. Davis remains a dominant force in the paint, and the team's ability to rotate and defend the perimeter has been much improved. However, as we've seen in previous seasons, defensive consistency will be tested when the pressure is on. When you examine the Western Conference, the competition is fierce. The Lakers aren't just competing against teams within their own division, but the entire league. From the formidable Denver Nuggets to the resurging Golden State Warriors, the road to the finals is anything but easy. The Lakers will need to rise to the occasion and prove that they belong among the elite. The drama off the court, including LeBron's future and the front office's decision-making, adds another layer of intrigue to the season. The looming questions about the team's direction, whether they continue to build around LeBron or transition to a younger core, make every game feel like it could be a turning point in the franchise's future. The decisions made this season will impact the Lakers for years to come. The presence of LeBron's son, Bronny James, adds yet another fascinating element to this Lakers season. While Bronny hasn't even played a game yet, the buzz around his potential and his future with the team has already started to take shape. The idea of LeBron playing alongside his son in what could be one of the most iconic moments in NBA history is something that fans dream about. But is that dream realistic? And how does it impact the Lakers' present and future? Another pivotal factor is the health of the Lakers' role players. Beyond the stars, the role players have been crucial in filling in the gaps and providing the necessary contributions for the team to succeed. The likes of Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba and others will need to step up in moments where the stars might need rest or find themselves in foul trouble. These players can't just be passive contributors. They need to assert themselves when the time comes. With all the drama surrounding the Lakers this season, one thing is certain: there is no shortage of narratives. Whether it's LeBron's final push for a championship, Davis's health, or the future of the franchise, the storylines are endless. It's what makes this team so captivating to follow, and why every game feels significant. The stakes are high, and every play, every decision could have far-reaching consequences. At the end of the day, this Lakers season is about more than just basketball. It's about purpose, about legacy, about writing history when no one else believes. It's about defying time, defying the odds, defying the critics. It's about LeBron trying to prove one last time that he's still the king. And it's about Anthony Davis trying to prove that he can be the heir. Only a few games are left in the regular season. The challenges are immense, but so are the opportunities. The Lakers are in the eye of the storm. And when this team goes into playoff mode, anything can happen. If you've made it this far and want to keep up with every detail of this epic journey, you know what to do. Subscribe now to Lakers News Fan Report, turn the notifications, leave a like, and share it with other purple and gold fans. The story is still being written, and you'll want to be with us until the last chapter.